What's up, guys? Got an awesome collection update here for you guys today. This time, this whole package is going to be from Dread Records out of Wisconsin, if I remember correct, where Dread is from. At least that's where the package came from, so I presume that's where it's from, unless he works with some kind of distribution service. But this is a fat stack of goodies, as you guys probably saw from the thumbnail. So, we are listening to, in the background, Tindir by Barrowlands. This is a kind of atmospheric-y kind of black metal band from Portland, Oregon. It's kind of progressive in some tinges, some ways. I definitely kind of see some callbacks to Enslaved, but I hear a lot of Drook-style riffs. It's pretty interesting stuff. I really dig it quite a bit. But Barrowlands, great record. And also, what we're drinking today, Lubush Kwas Chlebowe. I'm still working on my Polish. Sorry to any of my Polish viewers. I kind of know some of the pronunciations I've been learning. But I have a 78-day streak on Duolingo, thank you. So basically, I'm fluent as far as I know. Yeah, it's great, Kwas. I really like this one a bit. This one's a bit less sweet than a lot of the other ones, but I do like it nonetheless. I drink a lot of it, so no, Strovia. This one kind of tastes a little bit like sweetened soy sauce, which is weird. I'm not leaving that on my gray carpet. Put you up there. Alrighty, so first thing we got here is some Finnish black metal. This is Ymir, with the self-titled Ymir. This is, I think, their first full length. It might be their only full length, as far as I could remember. But it's really awesome. This is really popular a couple of years ago. I saw a lot of people show this, all kinds of dudes all over YouTube, and I'm just now kind of coming to the party. Something about this, notice this jewel case. Obviously jewel cases are interchangeable, but any of the bootlegs that I've gotten have this jewel case on it, so I don't know what the deal is with that. But Pagan Black Metal, it says it's out on Werewolf, so I think Werewolf's pretty good about keeping stuff in print. Let's take a gander through the booklet. How about that? So, really pretty booklet. I really dug how this one looks. Simple stuff in some of the spots, but then you get some really nice shots like that, and what a t-shirt that would be. I think we should start a petition to get that as a t-shirt from this dude. It's a great one. Yeah, I love these photos. Great, really melodic. It's called Pagan Black Metal, but it's definitely well produced and very enjoyable, easily listened to. If you're, maybe trying to get into more of the Finnish scene, I think this would be a really good spot to start, instead of, something like a Azegol or something like that. Might be a little more gruff and difficult to stomach. This is nice and well produced. It's really good riff-wise. It's interesting, and it's an awful lot of fun. I'm going to put them in this stack here. I have a listen to pile of new stuff here. I try to listen to everything before I shelve it. Exomia Ethica Odini, Enslaved. I'm just trying to fill in all the holes in my Enslaved collection, and this one was in, I think, the used bin on Dread's website. So I just grabbed it. It's a good record. I listened to it. It's more of what you'd expect out of the modern Enslaved era, which of course I am a big fan of, considering my favorite record is Isa, which modern, that's almost 20 years old. But yeah, it's a great kind of progression in their style, all pun intended. Enslaved. Next, Stormcrow Fleet by Skepticism. Skepticism is a pioneer of the funeral doom style, I would call it. Definitely not all the way into what we would call modern funeral doom today, but this is like a trudgingly slow death metal album. It's really atmospheric. It's got lots of synth. It is a really thin sound in the production, which kind of lays more into the atmospheric side of things than the heavy side of things, like a lot of this kind of doomy death metal would, be, the incantations and Amorphous. I wouldn't call Amorphous very heavy, but it is a great album, or at least Tales from a Thousand Lakes. But Skepticism, yeah, it's a good record. I wasn't really in the mood for it when I listened to it, but I'm sure once I go back and listen to this when I'm in this kind of mindset, I'm going to go crazy about it. So I'm excited for that. Next, I've heard lots of people mentioning this one over the years, particularly Brain Smasher, Within the Sylvain Realms of Frost by Demoncy. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I posted about this one a little bit ago. If you guys follow me on there, it's life_eternal_crypto on Instagram. I'll drop it in the description. You'll see some of the stuff that I get before I show it in a video. If that sounds of any interest, if, my exclusive content or whatever stupid crap that would be. Demoncy. Yeah, it's a great kind of rawer 90s style black metal record from, at this point they're from North Carolina. I think it was North Carolina or South Carolina. I think it's North though. But yeah, it's definitely that, 1995, I've been listening to Under a Funeral Moon kind of black metal, but this one has a decent amount of synth on it, which is all the more interesting in my opinion. I really like this photo here. Looks very nice. I think there might be a couple good photos on the inside too, if I remember right. I mean, they're hilarious. As usual. They're, Demoncy's goofy, man. USBM at some of its finest. So basically, if you ever wanted to know what Under a Funeral Moon style black metal with some good synth sounded like, scope this out. It's really, I would say it's more melodic than that era of black metal tends to be. So go scope that out, man. I think you'll dig it. Next, 4 albums by one band. One of the bands that is really becoming one of my favorites in the style, being Sorcier de Glace, or Sorcier de Glace. I don't know how any French is pronounced. So, I'll start off with this one. Snowland from 98, I think it is. I have the LP, I have the flag, all that kind of fun stuff, and I don't even remember what year it's from. But it is an awesome, awesome record. Kind of early stages of that Quebec black metal style. This one's a really nice and atmospheric record, especially in comparison to, some of the other stuff going on at the time. It's pretty, it's tranquil. You guys have all heard this one. It's probably the most, I would say it's the most popular full length, maybe? I don't know, man. Next is Ritual of the End. It's okay. I like it quite a bit because SDG really writes great songs, man. The riffs coming out of these dudes are unreasonable. I really, really love the way that they compose songs, and they create a great melodic tension and release sequence within their music. And it's a good stuff, man. This album in particular is probably my least favorite in their catalog. I have, I think, like 9 of their CDs now. No, not 9, that's a lot. I think like 6 or 7. I don't know, I can't see it from here. But yeah, I think I got like 6 or 7 of their discs now. And so far, this is my least favorite. It's basically just like Norwegian, kind of Swedish black metal sounding regular black metal. It's not, they're pretty atmospheric kind of, beauteous soundscape style that I'm used to with STG. But nonetheless, it's a good record, especially for basically Norsecore. Moonrise and Total Darkness. I have a tape of this, but really good, man. I wish they would have used the tape cover as this cover. I don't know if it's in the booklet or not, the original art. It's not, but it's a nice looking booklet. Looks good. This one is a atmospheric black metal record with some ambient tinges, I would call them. It's, the second album after Snowlands, and this is from 1999, which again would be pretty ahead of their time. I mean, there's a lot of ambience in the bursts and stuff, and what else at the time was kind of bordering into the ambient, atmospheric style. It was really starting to come to a head at this point, I think. This is when it was all starting. This band, that's early, man, 98, 99 for having this kind of black metal style. Yeah, really, really good. Obviously, they're listening to Ulver and the other wonderful atmospheric bands of the time, but great record. And last SDG, The Pure Essence of Primitive Forests. This one is just like a straight up atmospheric black metal record. This is from 2011. I only spent a little bit of time with this. I think I only got it all the way through it once, which is mostly what I got here. I mean, I have a lot to listen to all at once, as you guys could probably tell by the content I put out and me claiming to want to listen to everything before I shelf it. It takes a while. I try to listen to like four records a day. Sometimes it's way less. Sometimes it's like 7. It really depends on what I got going on. But I try to listen to like 2 to 4 a day. Yeah, it's a good record. Atmospheric black metal. Beautiful. Next. Classic Alert. Evoked by Sabbat. Or Sabbat. Japanese. Great sleazeball black thrash, I guess you would call it. It's got a lot of venomish tinges, but the riff writing is pretty interesting here. I mean, it's just it's not what you'd expect out of something of 1992 for sure. These guys definitely were doing their homework. You know, they were listening to, you know, Mad Butcher or Maniac Butcher and, you know, Obsessed by Cruelty, Flag of Hate. These guys were definitely listening to The Return of Darkness and Evil, and it really kind of all jumbled up into this really cool little tinges of melody, thrashy black metal, and it's a great record. This is one of my favorite, if not my favorite record to have ever come out of Japan. Awesome. Next. This was a discount bin pickup from Dread. This Barrowlands record's great. Collision of the Worlds by Vindbrush. Russian depressive black metal. It's definitely slow and it's pretty, man. This is a really, really pretty album. I really dig it a lot. The little note that the artist put in here is, and the question, what is it about? I do not know, but something prompted me to create it. Once I crossed the line of a vague story, the story is about a person who is trying to capture his vision and fulfill his dream, which is the beginning where unimaginable in the end become reality. It's an album about dreams, desires, and otherworldly feelings. Yeah, being listed as depressive black metal on the Metal Archives is a little bit misleading because there's no Forgotten Tomb feels on here. This is definitely more of a slower atmospheric black metal album with some kind of ambient tinges to it. It's a good record. Definitely worth a couple bones what I paid for it, man. It's a good record. Check it out. Oh, Windbruch. Vindbruch. Next, another classic alert. There's a couple of them coming up here. This is Cruelty and the Beast by Cradle of Filth. I really like early Cradle of Filth. I shouldn't say I really like. I do enjoy it quite a bit, but it's definitely not. I'm like, wouldn't even be in my top 50 black metal bands, I don't think. But I do like it. It's decent, but I don't return to it all the time. I'm glad to have it. I'm glad to start filling in the collection of it. I mean, I need to get like the Principle of Evil Made Flesh, stuff like that. You guys have all heard this. It's kind of swaggy. It's really goth, and you know, it's whatever. It's cool though. Next, again, hardcore classic alert. Glacia, G-O with the umlauts E-T-I-A by Mystifier. I needed this, man. I really needed this in the collection. Talk about nightmares set to music. If you guys don't know Mystifier, first off, give this one a shot because it is absolutely stellar. It is it's a black and death metal album that's really, really early on in the kind of style that this would be. I mean, this is like the mid-90s, I would say it is. out on Nuclear War Now reissue. It's just this slow black and death metal, lots of really doomy parts, really cool keyboards. You guys probably haven't heard me mention it all that much, but I definitely have. In Memorians and Sanctification is very similar to this. If you like, any of that like spooky South American black and death metal with some doomy tinges to it, you'll dig on this Mystifier album. Next, some more USBM. I have no idea how to pronounce this name, but the band's name is Hadak Aura. As you could see, that's why I have no idea how to say this name. But it is black metal out of Wisconsin, Milwaukee specifically. And it's out on Dread Records. It's one of their releases. I picked this up in, I don't know if it was a discount bin or the used bin or what, but it's decent, man. So it's listed as atmospheric black metal on the Metal Archives. Man, this sounds like Leviathan in a lot of ways. It sounds like Leviathan wasn't as depressed, I guess you would say. But vocally, it has almost the same effect that Rest uses on his vocals. It's got a lot of the similar tropes in the black metal song structures. It's really cool. It's good to have. I occasionally will get in that mood, and I think this will scratch the itch, though I do not think it fits in the pagan atmospheric black metal category. Two from another great band, Death Before Dishonor by Goatmoon. This is decent. I don't think it's nearly as good as like their later material, but I just basically wanted to fill in all of the Goatmoon material that I possibly could. It's just like raw black metal. If I'm not in the mood for this kind of like raw, hard to pick apart kind of somewhat melodic, punky black metal, kind of Drowning the Light-esque, Vampiric Blood and all of the above, I'm not going to be super happy with it in itself, but like I do get in that mood quite often, especially for the kind of sorrowful melodies of the Dark Adversary catalog. This will definitely be put on the playlist again, and I will guarantee I will love it then. But good Goatmoon. I mean, I shouldn't say good Goatmoon, because it's all good Goatmoon. Substantially better Goatmoon is Variat by Goatmoon. This one, classic. This is actually the one that inspired this whole pickup. Great stuff, man. Out on Werewolf Records again. Super fun, really interesting stuff. It's not Voitel Valhalla, but this is definitely the building block between that style and Voitel Valhalla and Stella Polaris, and whatever else is to come. I know there was an EP last year where he, I think it was all instrumental or all ambient or something, but this is a great folky, kind of fun, semi-melodic, kind of jumpy, and what is this Finnish polka called? Hupa, or whatever it is? I forgot. I learned it off Korpikalani, but good stuff. Next, Hohl, H-O-H-L, Hohl, I don't know how to pronounce it, but this is Black Mass Ritual Holocaust. This is a demo compilation of all their material between 2013 and 2014. This is a Minnesota-based black metal band, and again, very, very raw, as you could probably judge by how they, do their disc tray art and the sigils they use. They are big fans of Los Legions Noir. It says, no triggers, no sweeps, no love, no peace. Yeah. So if that's any indication of what this is going to sound like, it's good. It's really good. It's actually moderately more listenable than most of the Los Legions Noir material that you would see on, your average playlist of that stuff, like on YouTube. Like, I know Black Murder's like a really harsh kind of blackened synth project, and Belk Tray and all that kind of stuff. But this is really good. I would definitely recommend this if you are a fan of those Los Legions Noir and those other kind of somewhat melancholic raw black metal bands. Next, two more, and they're both classics. None So Vile by Cryptopsy. I just haven't had a copy of this. I've known the album. I've listened to it before multiple times. I have the flag that I'm probably going to bring to my band space today and just, you know, put it up on the wall, since my buddy's death metal band practices where my folk band practices, and like I'm going to start working with my other project to hopefully do a live show. We'll see. But yeah, it's great. It's classic. Lord Worm's an absolute monster of a human being. None So Vile is a violent aggression. Yeah, there's an absolute violent assault on your ears at all times. Absolute chaos and auditory madness. It's just great, man. Phobophile, orgiastic disembowelment. Slit Your Guts is definitely the classic. I mean, come on. Cryptopsy. And the last one, I'm getting real close to filling up my Immortal collection. We're here on Blizzard Beasts. Great record. It's maybe one of the more forgettable in their catalogs, in my opinion, because I am one of the people who really loves At the Heart of Winter, Sons of Northern Darkness, and All Shall Fall. I also really like I like all of them, actually. They're all at least 8 out of 10 records, I would say, or 9 out of 10 records. So, if that says anything, my favorites are a toss-up between Pure Holocaust and At the Heart of Winter. It really depends on the mood. I would probably lean more towards At the Heart of Winter, but we're here to talk about this guy. I only listened to this once. I didn't realize Nebula Raven's Winter is on here, and Frost Demon Storm as well. Mountains of Might is a classic. Suns That Sink Below is great stuff, man. I mean, it's you know, blizzards, it's spooky, you know, winter monsters, it's immortal. It's everything you want out of it. And I'm going to call it at that one today, guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed the package. I have since listened to all of that. I'm working on all of the stuff from the HHR package that I showed this past week already. Or yeah, I showed that first. I got all of this material and filmed an unboxing and was like, yeah, this is gonna be good. I think I haven't listened to it yet. I want to go back and listen to it and, you know, actually have good opinions. So yeah, whatever. Keep it greasy, guys.